Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I will be showing you how I made this hand towel ladder using the wooden planks from the Dollar Tree. So if you'd like to see how I do this, then keep watching. Okay, so you're going to need 5 boards. 2 of the boards will be 16 inches long. 3 of the boards are only going to be 8 inches long. Now I'm using the boards from Dollar Tree, and these longer ones were 18 inches, so I did have to cut them down to 16. Dollar Tree carries these that are 10-inch chunky slats, so I have 2 of those, which I had to cut down to 8 inches. But also, they do carry the 8-inch chunky slats, but I only had 1 of those, so I did have to cut the 10 inches ones down. Now, if your Dollar Tree carries these 8-inch ones, then you won't have to worry about cutting anything. But if your Dollar Tree doesn't have these, you can also use the 5-gallon paint stir sticks. I purchased mine from Walmart. You do get 3 in a pack, and these will work just fine also. So, again, you will need 2 cut to 16 inches, and then 3 cut to 8 inches. Okay, first you're going to mark one of the 16-inch boards for where our rungs of the ladder are going to go. So you're going to measure starting at the top. I'm going to measure down to 3 inches. And then I'm going to go down and I'm going to measure at 8 inches. And then measure down again to 13 inches. So your first mark will be 3 inches down. Your second mark will be 8 inches down from the top. And then your third mark will be 13 inches down from the top. Okay, from here, after I got my marks on there, I'm just going to draw a line straight across. So this is where each of the rungs of our ladder are going to go. Okay, so for your rungs, if you want to, you can go in with some sandpaper and just sand them down to make them as smooth as you want. It's up to you, or if you want to leave them rough, just for a more sort of rustic kind of look, you can do that too. Okay, so now I'm going to be attaching my rungs, and to do that, I'm going to be using some of this Elmer's wood glue. Now, if you don't want to use wood glue, you don't have to. You can use hot glue if you want. You can use screws, nails, staples. It just depends on your wood, the thickness of your wood, how good of a hold that you want. It's totally up to you. But I am going to be using the wood glue to attach them first, and then I will be taking it outside in my garage and using my nail gun just to make sure that it is secure really well. So you can do either of that. It's just up to you however you want to secure these. Okay, so when I get ready to add my rungs, the lines that I marked on the board here at the 3-inch mark, the 8-inch mark, and the 13-inch mark, you can see where I drew my line. So that's going to be a guide for me on where I place the rung of the ladder. So with the 8-inch piece of board where I drew my line, I'm going to be lining that up with the very tip edge of my first rung. So where the line is, and then the tip of edge of this board, I'm just going to line that across the top here, if you guys can see. Just right up against that top line, and that is where I'm going to be gluing it. So I will be doing that to each of the 3 rungs. Going to take my wood glue here. I'm going to add some to the bottom of my board. I want a pretty good amount. And like I said, once I get these glued on here, I will take it out and use my nail gun to apply some nails on there. So get my board here, and where that line is, I'm just going to line this up. And since my bottom board, the longest board, is a little bit wider than my rungs, I'm just going to try and get that centered as best that I can, so that I have the same amount of wood peeking through on each edge. So, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just as close as you can get it. So there's my first one. Now I'm going to go through with my second one here. I'm going to take it from, to make sure I have enough space, I'm going to take it from the, let's bring it over to here. For this 1 inch mark, I'm going to line the first rung up on the 1 inch. And then I'm going to measure down to where it comes to the edge of the board. So that's 1, 2 marks over. Right there. So I just want to turn my board here and make sure that my rungs are going straight and that they're not crooked or twisted around. Make sure they are straight. Okay, so now that I have my 3 rungs glued on to the first board, I'm going to go ahead and let these dry. And also what I wanted to tell you guys is that on the second board, go ahead and make your same markings at the 3 inch, the 8 inch, and this 13 inch. Go ahead and make those same markings like you did on the first board, because then this will help you line these up whenever you go to add this to it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let these dry. And then once they're dry, I will come back and we will attach the other board. Okay, so now that the wood is dry on this half, I am going to be attaching the other half of the ladder. And where I marked it at the 3 inch, the 8 inch, and the 13 inch mark, that is where we are going to try and get it lined up with the rungs of the ladder. So to do this, all I'm going to do is just apply my wood glue just like we did when we attached it the first time. So I'm just going to apply some wood glue up here on each of these rungs. Okay, so now that I have the glue on the end of the rungs here, I'm just going to take that board, the other half of the ladder, and I'm going to lay it down, and then I'm going to take our piece here that we have together, and I'm just going to turn it over, and then I'm going to line this up on those lines that we marked. Where I need them to go. I'm going to make sure that I am where I need to be. Let's scoot these over. I just want these lined up to where we have the same amount of width of hangover coming from this end here. So let me measure that, and it was down to the 3rd mark, right about there. So once I get this where I want it, I'm going to press down and let the glue kind of set up a little bit. And then I'm going to be taking this outside into my garage, and I'm going to take my brad nailer and just make sure that I do get it extra secure with some nails. Okay, so now my little ladder, it's all glued together. The glue is dry, and I did go in and I added a couple of brad nails down through there just to secure that so that it doesn't fall apart. So next I'm going to be giving it a stain. And the stain that I'm going to be using is this Rust-Oleum stain and polyurethane both, but it's in the color Kona. So this is sort of a dark wood color. So I'm just going to be staining this. I'm just going to use a microfiber cloth and just kind of rub it on there. And then in areas where I think I might need, like where I missed, maybe if there's some cracks or something, then I'll use a paintbrush to get down into there. But the thing with stain is you want to get a light coat and make sure that you do wipe it off. You don't want this to dry on there because then it will be real sticky. So just make sure that you're just wiping it on, and then you wipe off any excess that may be on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through and give this a few coats of this stain, and then I will come back and let you guys know how many coats I gave it and all of that good stuff. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish getting this stained, and I will be right back. Okay, so this is how it all turned out so far. I've got 2 coats of stain on there, and I don't know, I think it looks really nice. Now, if you wanted to, you wouldn't have to stain it. You could paint it any color you want, or once you do get it stained like this, if you wanted to dry brush some chalk paint on there to make it look sort of, you know, chippy or whatever, that's totally up to you, whatever you want to do with it. So anyway, that is the end of this video. Make sure you stay tuned to the end so that you can see pictures of what this looks like in my kitchen with my hand towels hanging on it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I would love to have you. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I wanted to thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye!